The reason why I play Monster Hunter is because the series puts gameplay above everything else. It has always been the case, and the series introduces something new with each entry to spice things up. Early Monster Hunter games, namely generations 1 to 3, were expanding on weapon movesets and identities. So by Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, we got all the iconic weapon movesets that we all know and love in Monster Hunter games today. Generation 4 added verticality to the game together with the mounting mechanic, as well as Hunter Art/Styles system, which allows you to customize your Hunter even more. Generation 5 made big changes to Monster Hunter, adding many quality of life features, layered armor system, turf wars, mantles in Monster Hunter World, as well as scrapped the classic Monster Hunter map system with loading screens in between each section of the map, and changed it to more pleasing and superior hunting biome map, let's call it, with camps that the player can move to outside of combat for a quick traversal. The series knows what it does best, and it doesn't really bother with the story or retention mechanisms or steps into an open world trap. I mean, can you guess what you do in Monster Hunter? You hunt the big boys with the best action combat system there is. That said, I think Rise is the best one. The game introduces wall running, where you can scale pretty much everything on the map, Breath of the Wild style, along with the key features of Rise, the Wirebug system. They are these things right here on the bottom of your screen. You can spend them to launch yourself into the air and perform a jump attack on a monster, or you can choose to spend them on one of your Wirebug abilities. These are different abilities depending on what weapon you are using. Every weapon can have 2 Wirebug abilities equipped, one of which you can change, and another is forever attached to your weapon type. What I love about Wirebugs is the ability to use them after getting hit. This is absolutely fantastic game design. When the monster slaps you and sends you flying or knocks you off your feet, you can spend 1 Wirebug to get out of danger, like the potential follow-up attack from a monster. Or you can swing back into the fight and retaliate with an attack. Or you have the option to use none of that and take advantage of iframes that the game gives you after getting hit. That's why I love Wirebugs, the option it gives you to be offensive or defensive. Learning and mastering them feels very rewarding. It only expands on already great Monster Hunter moment-to-moment gameplay. The game is all about having options. Wirebug abilities aren't the only thing you can change. The player can also unlock alternative weapon attacks. Say you are a sword and shield user, and you want to focus more on bashing monsters to the face with your shield and stun them. You have that option. Or you can get sword attacks instead, and dish out more cut damage. This goes for every weapon. Did I tell you there are 14 of them? Okay, the core gameplay is great, but what about monsters? It's not just Rise, but before I could never tell why I love them so much. They don't feel like a boss in the game, they are not a video game asset. They almost feel like real creatures. It's the combination of superb animations, sounds, behaviors, and they even have unique roars. Some of them can be really cute, and I feel kinda bad beating them up, like Dodogama in Monster Hunter World and Malfestio in Generations. My point is, they are all very unique creatures that require different approaches. I also like to return to classic Monster Hunter-like graphics. I feel like it just suits the series better. Plus the new engine slaps, the game runs like butter. But now let's talk about things here that I don't like. First, Rampages are a questionable addition. It is a tower defense thing where you can mount different guns and protect the town from a lot of monsters. I do not hate them, but this is not what Monster Hunter is all about. A good way to put it, like my friend said, I don't mind them, but I wouldn't miss them. And I think the devs heard us and they won't bring it back. Another thing that I kinda don't like but don't mind that much are spirit birds. So these birds are spread around the map, that you can collect, and they give you bonuses depending on what color they are. A red one raises your attack, orange your defense, a yellow your stamina, and green is your health. Now, because they are spread across the map in a predetermined position, it is recommended that a player collects all of them for an optimal stat increase. And people online make these spirit bird route videos on how to collect them on every map. I think I would have been comfortable with them if their position weren't predetermined. Right now I feel like if I do not collect them, especially on some hard quests like Apex monsters, I miss out. I like Prism spirit birds though, because they are always near the camp when they are present in certain quests, and give you every spirit bird bonus there is, meaning max buffs. But again, this is a tiny nitpick and it's not a big deal at all. Oh, and the talisman melding is a bit too RNG. If Capcom could just turn it down a little bit, that would just be great. Also, max multiplayer lobby size of 4 is a downgrade from World, and I would like to see the return to 16 player lobbies, hanging around the hub, show off your armor, play minigames, etc. Now, Rise is not a hard game in comparison to previous titles. It is a little unfair though, because the game only has high rank, and as every Monster Hunter player knows, usually high ranks aren't supposed to be hard. There are hard quests though if you choose to challenge yourself, but it's fully optional, which is good. Now let's wrap things up. Doing well with your weapon of choice in a hunt is a reward in itself, and I'm totally addicted. This is what Monster Hunter is all about. In my opinion, Rise has the best combat in the series. Every weapon is fun in its own way, and there's a playstyle for every one. I cannot wait for the release of the expansion Sunbreak. It will introduce G rank to the game, or Master rank if you're coming from World, along with the new and returning monsters, new Wirebug abilities, zones, new hub, etc. I said in my previous video that Monster Hunter World is 10 out of 10, and I also think that Rise is a better game, even without an expansion. It is better, but it's also 10 out of 10. I don't know man, they're both great games, but Rise is better, what do you want from me? Thanks for watching. I will get back and review Sunbreak for sure. Subscribe, follow me on Twitch, and happy hunting!